San Francisco in the early 1850s, a reporter sometimes rode hard for a story. I did. I rode with the vigilantes. There was little law in the city then. The police force was small and insufficient. And a powerful gang called the Regulators had the countryside living in terror. Miners bringing in their gold would ask the vigilantes to protect them. We were organized and had been waiting for this opportunity a long time.
Well, you should have picked those miners up by now. The message said 2 o'clock.
Well, they could have been delayed.
Yeah, by the Regulators.
California, California,
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.
Right on schedule.
Who says you have to dig for gold?
Yeah.
Take cover, men. They'll be coming in from both sides.
Well, where are your vigilantes?
Take out after them. They got Roy Howard.
That's Jim Sloat. We got the #1 regulator himself.
Good. Just keep him that way till I fetch a rope.
Nobody is getting hanged without a trial first. Now, we're taking Sloat into San Francisco, and I guarantee you, he won't get away with it this time.
Regulator Chief apprehended, caught in the act. John McGivern and Sam Brannan lead vigilantes in thrilling capture of James Sloat by Dion Patrick. Yesterday, in broad daylight, a band of reprehensible regulators was surprised in the very act of attacking a gold-laden mule train en route to this city. Dion, it's a fine story.
I just might make a reporter out of him yet.
You know, Sam, this might very well be the end of that gang.
Sloat's only one man.
But the top man, Mr. Brannan. Without him, the Regulators might fall apart.
Shouldn't you be starting for court?
Not a bad idea.
We should have hung the... We should have hung him right there.
Oh, quiet, Sam, quiet. Any instructions, Mr. Palmer?
No, just tell all the witnesses to tell the truth. I'll take care of the rest.
Martha?
Bye.
I'm not a modest man, Mr. Sloat. I know law, but I can't promise to work miracles.
You won't have to.
But, sir, with all these witnesses...
You just keep those witnesses from talking till I give you the word. And the testimony of these witnesses, all men of character and good repute, will prove that the defendant, James Sloat, and his band of ruffians called the Regulators, did willfully attack the aforesaid miners with intent to murder them and steal their gold. Sir, I would like to call my first witness, Jacob Johnson.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds, Mr. Truesdale?
On grounds of precedence, sir. Williams versus Hensley, Superior Court, Massachusetts. Carter versus Ames, Common Court of Virginia. And Balmer versus DeGordio, New York.
He's playing for time.
I regret, sir, that my legal library has not arrived from the East as yet. Perhaps we can refer to your books.
We're wasting time. Let's hear the witnesses.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to have order here.
And salt pork, coffee, flour, and beans. Anything else you'd like to pack?
Indeed, I'd like to be packing yourself, man. But I fear Mr. McGivern might resent it.
Well, I should hope so. That's $42. Do you want to pay for it, or should we take it out of what you banked with us?
Oh, it's a trifling sum. I'll pay for it.
All right. Are you taking all of this with you now? Mr. Gilligan? Mr. Gilligan?
I'll be back, ma'am.
May I help you?
Oh, well, if you're busy,
No, ma'am. I was just leaving. Yes, ma'am. Just leaving.
Now.
My, what lovely jade beads.
Thank you. Some Chinese friends gave them to me. My husband is their counselor.
Oh, how nice. May I see your parasols?
Yes, of course.
Mr. Truesdale, I want no legal shenanigans.
Of course not, sir. I'm merely citing the law. Now, in the case of Williams versus Hensley in Massachusetts, and may I say, sir, that I was privileged to practice in this great sovereign state that brought us Samuel Adams, Daniel Webster, those two outstanding Americans who dedicated their lives to the principle that all men, no matter whether rich or poor, were allowed to speak their mind. For the first case, Your Honor. And now for the second.
Mr. Truesdale, I don't see what point you made with the first.
I'm coming to that, Your Honor. You'll see the principle developed through all three cases.
It's after 2. He's delaying this trial for an hour.
Nothing's going to help him now. Our time will come.
Your Honor, the principle I refer to is as basic as the law itself. Pure, immutable.
Mr. Truesdale.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Your Honor, the defense has just received certain startling new facts. I will need a little time to prepare.
Till tomorrow morning. This court is recessed.
What do you think?
He'll wiggle off the hook. You wait and see.
He hasn't got a chance.
McGivern! Who's McGivern?
I am, son, right here. Thank you.
What is it, Jack? McGivern, we've got your wife. If you want her to live, call up your witnesses.
Dirty rats.
That kid.
Mrs. McGivern, it's a dolt I am for getting to pay. Mrs. McGivern!
Don't give up. They'll find her. Brannon's got over 200 men. They'll cover every inch of this town.
For the first time in my life, I regret that I stopped the hanging. If they've even touched a hair on her head, by heavens, I'll...
Take it easy, Jack. We've got till morning, till court opens. If you have to, you can even call off the witnesses. Where are you going?
I'm going out. I'm going to make another search. Dean, I've got to find her. I've got to.
But you can't do it alone. It's too dangerous. The regulators could pick you up.
If anything has happened to Martha, I just hope that they do.
a dog, a tall Shanghai rooster, and one spotted hog. The dark of the evening to you, Mr. Patrick. McGivern! Now, where is he?
He's out walking, and you should be doing the same.
Oh, no, I'm not ready for bed. Should I tell you something? I'm in love. I never saw her dressed up like that before. Oh, she's beautiful.
Come on, Mr. Gilligan.
Oh, no, not without me gold dust that's in McGivern's safe. McGivern!
I told you he's not here. Look, he's in trouble. The regulators kidnapped his wife.
Oh, no, a sweet little lady like her. And I was so close.
Close?
I was standing right here talking to her. And a few minutes later, I come back and she's gone.
What time was that?
A short before 2.
Who else was here?
The girl I love.
Who's that?
Dolly Dawson. Well, she's a sort of an actress. She runs her own saloon down by the cove.
Could you take me there? You know where it is?
I've been there half of the night, but I don't know. There's no place for a gentleman.
Well, I got my old mining clothes. Well, she's pretty, all right.
You should see her when she's all dressed up.
She's dressed up now in Mrs. McGivern's jade beads.
That's him, the man who gave her the drink. He was in the store with her.
You stay here and stay sober.
Now, where are you going?
Upstairs.
You're crazy.
Not crazy. Drunk. You going somewhere?
Downstairs, rumhead.
Come on, let's sing a song.
I said downstairs.
What's the matter? Don't you like to sing? Now, what do you got against singing, huh?
What do you want?
Just a drunk.
Get rid of him.
No, Sam, I won't do it, I tell you. I told those miners that Sloat would be convicted. I made them a promise.
You also made a few promises to Martha, remember? To take care of her, to love and protect her. Isn't she your first responsibility?
What do you want me to do, man? Spout a lot of fancy ideals and then kick them out into the mud the moment that I stand to get hurted? Oh, no, Sam, no.
You listen to me. You testify against Sloat, and something happens to Martha. There isn't a man in this town who'd take the trouble to spit on you or any of us. We'd be finished. There wouldn't be any vigilantes.
You just don't understand, do you? Those miners have my word that Sloat will be convicted.
Sure, they want Sloat hung. They'd give their lives to do it. But they wouldn't give Martha's.
Do you think I would?
No, of course not. And stop talking like a darn fool.
I'm sorry, sir. When a man gets into a thing like this, it's very difficult to think straight, to reason. Sam? Would you please ask the miners not to testify?
You just leave them to me.
Must be that window right up there.
At least we could go get us some help.
She might be dead by then. If I get in, you go out in front. Wait a while, then kick up a fuss.
Come on, open up. It's 9 o'clock. I want a drink. Come on, open up. I want a drink.
Come on down and help get rid of this drunk, Matt.
Coming, Miss Dolly.
You all right?
Well, it won't be long now, dearie. Oh, these. Don't feel too badly about them. You won't be needing them anymore. Fact is, you won't be needing anything anymore.
Go ahead, Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Johnson, on the afternoon of August the 3rd, you were leading a mule train from Grass Valley to San Francisco, is that right?
That's right.
What happened?
Well,
Just state what happened.
Well, nothing.
Quiet. I insist on quiet.
Mr. Johnson, one of your men was killed.
Well, I guess there must have been a fight.
Can you say that James Sloat took part in this fight?
I can't. No, sir, I can't.
Mr. McGivern, you realize you're under oath?
Yes, sir.
And since a dozen witnesses indicated they were totally blind on the day of the attack, this case against Mr. Sloat rests entirely on your testimony. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Proceed.
Mr. McGivern, I'm asking you, sir, as a respected and trusted citizen of San Francisco, will you tell us what really happened that day?
I have nothing to say.
Mr. McGivern, You realize this ensures a verdict of not guilty?
Yes, sir.
Is that the way you want it?
I have nothing to say, Your Honor.
You're excused.
I've been waiting for you.
On the basis of the evidence, or rather the lack of it, the jury must find the defendant not guilty. But I hope the evidence will be more positive when the witnesses who testified today are returned to this court on charges of perjury. I don't think you need to retire to consider your verdict.
Jack, you said it yourself. Our time will come.
Jack.
Your Honor, it's not over, is it?
Well, we've had the testimony.
Not all of it, sir. Not mine, and not theirs. They couldn't talk because the regulators kidnapped Mrs. McGivern.
Quiet! Quiet! This court is still in session. We'll let Mrs. McGivern have her cry. And then we'll listen to testimony.
I still don't see why you and Dion have to rush. I thought you'd at least stay for supper. We're so grateful to both of you.
Thank you, ma'am. But I gotta walk this one past the city jail so he can see the woman he loves before they ship her out of California.
I'm for the gold fields, where all a man has to worry about is his life. I've had me fill of the vigilantes. Goodbye, Mrs. McGivern.
Goodbye.
Have you had your fill of the vigilantes, my dear?
Have you? You had to worry about me this once. I worry about you all the time. But, Jack, I wouldn't want it any other way.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in California, California.